Hey there, I'm Allison Faith, and today we're going to be talking about how neuro-linguistic programming plays such a massive role in your communication style. So if you're ready to transform the way you think, go ahead and keep listening. Now, NLP is a psychological approach that links language to your actions and behaviors. It's based on the idea that your thoughts create your current reality. And by modifying our language pattern, we're then able to create big behavioral changes. And when we do that, it's going to significantly increase and change the outcomes that we see. Now, one big piece of NLP is focusing in on language and how it can either expand or detract from our experiences, how it could either help us move towards something or move away from something that we might even want. And overall, the way we're communicating is going to change the way that we perceive our world. And when we start to use more positive internal language, we communicate with the world externally differently. And just a really small language shift can make a massive impact in your life. And let's go ahead and dive in on how NLP is going to help your current relationships. Now, NLP allows us the ability to increase our empathy, active listening, and emotional intelligence whenever we're interacting with another person. Now, a really subtle way that NLP can help somebody create a new relationship or also help a current relationship is by learning simple techniques like matching and mirroring. Now, what I mean by that is if you want somebody to feel like they're in rapport with you, that they are on the same wavelength, that they can trust you, then you're gonna want to use body language that mimics the body language that they're already doing. So, for instance, if you see somebody sitting upright, talking really fast, really excited, you're gonna want to match that energy. But if you see somebody laid back, relaxed, kind of talking slow, you're also going to want to do that. So for instance, if somebody moves their hair like this, wait about 10 to 20 seconds and do the same thing. And if somebody crosses their leg back, go ahead and do the same thing, especially if they're sitting in a certain way or how they're breathing. Those little subtle shifts that you're paying attention to, that you're then changing to match and mirror them, is going to put their nervous system in a calm and regulated state, which is then going to help them feel safe and trustworthy of you in any type of situation. You will notice that your conversations become so much more open and connected. Now, another positive way NLP with relationships can affect you is by using a technique called reframing. Now, reframing is just taking a current belief or thought process and saying it in a more positive way. Like, I have to go to the gym versus I get to go to the gym. So the way that we speak about something, especially if it's helping us move towards the topic that we want more of or help us understand something, then we're going to have a more positive reaction to it. So if we're going to use this in a relationship context, it could help you take arguments and conflict and turn it into more of a constructive conversation. For instance, instead of even looking at a disagreement as a conflict, you can look at a disagreement as a way to understand each other more, a way to go deeper into a certain issue, and a way to come out understanding more about what you do want so you guys can build a tighter relationship. And NLP is also great because it makes us look at people's nonverbal cues. We listen to tonality, shifts in behavior, shifts in posture, and those nonverbal cues that you're picking up from a person can tell you way more than the language that they're speaking. So if you are able to notice when a person crosses their arms or starts to hunch over or looks away, if you can stay attuned to those type of things, you're going to notice that you can gear the conversation more toward what you think it is they need to hear so you can create a better line of communication with them. Now, using NLP but in career is similar because you can use the rapport, you can use the matching and mirroring, but another technique that I love using whenever I am in a professional setting is anchoring. Now, anchoring is a type of modality that we use in NLP that allows us to take an emotion and cement it into part of our process, whether it's touching something, putting on music, smelling an essential oil, whatever it might be that we choose to use as the modality, we anchor in an emotion, so then each time you use it, you can shift your state. So let's say you're about to do a presentation and you're feeling nervous, not sure what to say or do. Being able to just take a step back, touch your anchor, get into state, can then bring your nervous system back down to where it needs to be and get you focused and motivated for the activity you're about to do. We also use a thing called the meta model, which is just a series and set of ways to question other people. And this can be really great in a business professional setting when you're starting to build new relationships and understanding people even more. This can also help whenever you're wanting to take vague and general statements and you want to understand the person more deeply. This can be crucially helpful whenever you're in some type of discussion or a conflict where you need to come to a resolution and you're not quite sure how to get there. Being able to ask these questions with a more open mind will allow you to get to that final result in a more positive way. Lastly, it can really help with negotiation. You can use somebody's buying strategy or selling strategy to know how to speak to them. You can speak to their visual or sensory acuity. You can start to understand, okay, what is it this person needs to know or hear that's going to help them want to say yes. Essentially, you're like a detective looking around with your language to help a person get to where they are and where they want to be. Now, NLP is to be used in a positive way, and when you use it correctly, you can become more persuasive in your position. And when you increase your communication, you're going to notice that you are more persuasive and you're going to be able to achieve more of the goals that you set out to do. So if you're looking for better sales, leadership, or reading people, then understanding neuro-linguistic programming is definitely going to help you. I hope this video gave you a little bit more understanding into how it's going to help yourself, your relationships, and your career. It is a very well-rounded practice, a type of psychology that helps you understand thoughts and behavior and understands how to put it into action so you can start to receive positive feedback, have better communication, and create more impact and deepen your relationships.